here. It's important, and I'll answer Layla's question as we go along. Hopefully I'll answer Layla's question as we go along. It's important not to become that which we're trying to rile against. And not to throw stones or anything, but I saw the craziest thing the other day, came across the news. It was like, I saw, like, the Democrats are going through their nomination process right now. And I'm not political, and this isn't a political statement at all. This is more a comment on one particular person. Hillary Clinton went out and said, and I'm not for or against either party, right? You guys obviously know that. But I'm not even American. But Hillary Clinton said about that woman from Hawaii, she said, she used the phrase, she thinks that person could be a Russian asset. And I was thinking to myself, why would you say, first, why are you talking? Go knit something. Go retire. Go play with your grandkids. Go knit something. Go garden. Make pancakes. Bake something. Write a book. Go teach at Harvard or something. Go do something. But why are you throwing stones? But we all know why she's throwing stones, right? But that's not the point. The point is the words that she used very specifically are the words that the Republicans were using. Calling everybody Russians, or calling people communists, or and it's not that she's throwing stones, because by all means, she feels threatened, or the people that she protects feels, she's protecting her people in the way she protects her people. She's protecting her own financial and political and legacy interests. Okay, I get it. But to use the words of those people that you're against, you've become that which you are fighting against. You have become that which you are against. That is the worst possible thing you could possibly do. It screams lack of integrity. It screams, the inside has been twisted so much. Then this twisted inside has come out. She has lost her way, man. Very sincerely, that is a person who has lost her way. And I will never vote for her. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm totally different. But I would never vote for someone who uses the words of their, that. That is the very worst possible thing you can become. You're becoming that. You have become that which oppresses you. In life, we hear it all the time, and all the time, over and over again. We want change. Down with this. Burn all the books. You're evil because you can read an astrological chart. You're evil. You're a witch because you can read a book. You're a witch because you know a little bit of plants that can help heal you. You're this and you're this and you're this and you're this. And then suddenly, after all of this oppression or all of this fighting, you start to become exactly like the person you're trying to fight. And I say that all the time. It's easy to throw stones and say, wow, things need to change. But what are you going to do? It's easy, because when you're in the power, when you get the power, say you overthrow whatever you're going to do, say you create this movement, say you really do get into a position where you really do get to make a decision here. What are you going to do? I'm guarantee you're going to do the exact same thing those other people did. And we see it over and over and over again. These those young Democrats that everybody's talking about, that's always in the news these days, you watch closely. They are behaving. They're using a different facade, obviously, and they're hiding behind a different guise. But they're saying the same thing. They're doing the same thing that old Republicans are doing. It's the same thing. It's just a boring game, man. Now, I'm not telling you this because of politics here. I'm telling you this because of something else. So the first thing, watch out. Stay strong within yourself. Be who you are. The sunny side's all about shining your light. Your light. You can by all means hate me all you want in this world. I really don't care. But like my life doesn't revolve around what you think of me. However, hates, for who they are, or dislike for who they are. Don't become someone else. Be strong within yourself. Shine your own light. Use your own words. Use your own language. Be true to yourself. Be your own, as the New Agey people say, your own highest vibration, truest, authentic self. That example I used screams lack of authenticity. It screams pale facade. Both of those examples do. Now here's something that's important, really important for you guys. When you're bumbling through the day and adversity drives you sideways, or say you're under attack from something that you shouldn't necessarily, there's no real right or wrong reason why you're being attacked by anything, so to speak. Try not to become that which is attacking you. You're not going to win like that. At times you might, and of course you have to have an entire arsenal of tricks to fight back with. But try not to, try to be who you are. You win by being who you are. Yes, sometimes you have to stick up for yourself. So getting back to Layla's question here, in this world, this question was asked to me, was posed to me before. In this world, there are times when, quite often, especially at this time period we're going through right now with all the chaos and insanity, there's a lot of blind leading the stupid out there. But what's going on, you might feel as if the world is against you, and every step you take is a step in a hole, and everywhere you look there are prying eyes, and everywhere there are daggers at every turn, and you can't even sleep at night. You can't even get a repose from your own ideas. Even your own mind is attacking you, and it seems like everything is a struggle, and you're not going to pay your rent, and you're not going to have any food for the kids, and you don't know where to go, and you don't know and it seems like completely, but whether real or imagined or perceived or projected, first, it always feels real. Second, not every attack is worth a fight. It's not worth it. It's actually a waste of your energy, and it detracts you from getting towards your goal. Imagine you're running up a mountain, because life sometimes is a mountain, and if you don't keep your feet moving up, you're going to roll back downwards. That's just the way it is. If you don't keep going to work to make money, you're going to run out of money and you're going to starve to death. If you don't keep walking up that hill, you're going to fall down and roll back downwards. That's just the way life works. If you stand still, people are going to pass you. That's how life works. So there are times when, this is a talk for another day, when I've had this talk with you guys before, where the only things that we really lose are the things that we let go of. When you hold on to something, if you hold it dear to you, it can't be taken away. Well, it can. You can lose the fight, but for the most part, most things in life that we lose, or we don't lose them, we relinquish them, which is different. Anyways, getting back to it, not everything in this world is a fight. And if you're on a goal, if you're trying to get somewhere, and you indulge in an emotional detour, you're not going to reach your goal. You're going to spend all your time fighting nonsense instead of getting to where you have to get to. And that's the action. That's just a straight action. And having said that, it's difficult. It's difficult, some people, when these emotions overload them, or where the stress overloads them, or the chaos overloads them, they just don't have the emotional discipline. They don't have the physical discipline. They don't have the emotional discipline. They don't have the spiritual discipline. The sure of donkey doesn't have the intellectual discipline to walk through the pain to get to your goal. Sometimes you have to walk through a whole bunch of arrows to get to that beautiful new day. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. It's up to you to figure out which arrows and which are attacks are a legitimate fight and which ones you can just let slide off your shoulder. Which arrows can bounce off of your boundaries and which arrows can actually permeate, can poke through and actually damage you. And until you can figure that out, you're not ready to fight. You're not ready to fight. You can't walk into battle, whether it's a verbal conflict or an emotional conflict with someone, in a relationship situation or a work situation or even a road rage situation or arguing with the kids or even with like your pet turtle. If you don't know what's an attack, if you don't know how strong your shields are, you have to know yourself. This is flat out, know yourself. Back when I used to train, Master Suchar said he wouldn't even let you train with other people unless you could control your body. He'd say, you can't train with anybody here. You're going to hurt somebody. You're going to hurt yourself. You sit here and train with this bag, until you can control yourself. There's a problem out there. There's a tendency for people to think that age or emotional age has to do with one experience. I don't know why you think that. Getting something wrong, you could get something wrong over and over and over again. It doesn't mean you're ever going to get it right. That's nonsense. That's just nonsense. It's thinking that emotional maturity, emotional understanding and maturity has to do with your physical age. That's just nonsense. Then we have a situation where it's just not. It's just not. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. So that's the deal. So why is there so much fighting going on today? It's it's because we've just come out of a time period where there was a lot of tension. We were going through a tremendous amount of tension. And so you're going through your tension, and this tension is on the end, people are pushing it. People want some things in life. We're getting close to Christmas. We just paid our rent. Yesterday was rent day. We just paid our rent. And so nobody has any money this week. And then look, I've got a big Cyber Monday sale going on. Like, nobody has any money this week. And so I never have sales. And so we're going to give the energy necklaces away with Astro-Reports. Like, we never give stuff away for free here. But nobody has any money right now. We just paid rent. And we're getting close to Christmas. And, it's expensive. So people are frustrated. Their dreams are in legitimate jeopardy. The things they want to do, their desires are in legitimate jeopardy. Whether they're losing out in a relationship, whether they lost the guy or they lost the girl and there's a problem there, or whether they're losing their job, or where their job is not creating as many sales as they can, or like maybe you sell stuff on the internet from China and your goods from China are delayed because of some tariff and some inspection, or your goods are suddenly doubled in price and you're not going to, they're not selling, or whether the cost of postage is increased, or whether the cost of electricity is increased, or whether your internet's not working, or whether the bus is slow. Maybe the snow is causing problems out in the north, or maybe the fires are causing problems out west, or maybe you have holes in your shoes. It's a real drag for people, man. And so there's a lot of reason to be tense, but there's no reason to take it out on each other. And it doesn't help you get towards your goal. It doesn't get you to work. Yelling and screaming at your girlfriend doesn't get you to work any faster. Yelling and screaming at your boyfriend isn't going to get you Christmas presents that you want. It's not going to happen. Yelling and screaming in traffic, is that going to get you there faster? Probably not. Yelling at, telling stories on your coworkers, is that really going to achieve anything, or is it going to? It doesn't really do anything. Being a troll on the internet, is that really going to help? It's kind of fun. If you troll on the internet and go throw hate at other channels, that's kind of fun. So maybe that's kind of fun. Do that. But you have to figure out. You have to focus. You need some discipline. You need emotional discipline. You need spiritual discipline. You need physical discipline. You need intellectual discipline. You need compassion, and you need grace. There's no amount of arguing with someone else that's going to heal that rift in you right now. We've said this before, and I'll save it for another talk. When you yell and scream at someone, or you're throwing stones at someone, all you're doing is expressing the incongruency within inside of you. You can't express your feelings. Your ability to vocalize and have your feelings understood, you can't do it. Your vocabulary or your ability to express yourself is immature. It's undeveloped. For lack of a better word, it's undeveloped. You may physically be at a certain age, but your ability to express yourself is really at about 4 years old, because you're throwing a tantrum like a 4-year-old. So, like, quite literally. And so when you learn to express yourself, and learn to understand that expression is being reciprocated and understood, then you'll probably ease off the tantrum. But it's not that simple. But that's what it means when people, for the most part, are throwing stones at each other. It means there's a frustration within inside of them, and they have an inability. They're usually, so to answer Layla's question, when people are arguing all the time, it's because they can't express themselves, and they feel frustrated. And the only way they can express how much that they hurt on the inside is by hurting someone else. I can't explain to you. They're saying, I can't explain to you how much pain I'm in right now. So to help you understand what I'm going through, I'm going to cause you pain so that you can understand what I'm going through. So most people can't articulate themselves, and that's what the deal. is. So there's a number of things. On one hand, we are going through difficult times here. There is a reprieve right now. Things are supposed to get better. Between now and the middle of January, everything is getting better and better and better. Then in January, there's going to be an eclipse, a big shift in energy happening in January. But between now and then, there's a lot of frustration in people. So we're going through an energy that makes things easier, and the making things easier is actually difficult for a lot of people. And on top of all of that, the double finds work for idle hands. So you have this, people sitting in traffic, or people, they're frustrated. They're frustrated from what they just went through. They're projecting on what's going to happen in the future. They don't know what to do, and they can't express the pain that they're in. So they try to make you feel the pain that they're in, so that you understand what they're going through. It's rapport. It's somewhat romantic if it wasn't juvenile and lacking in discipline, and it wasn't such a underdeveloped way of expressing yourself. And that's the deal, guys. That's the action with that. Now, before I hit the boogie on this topic, I want you to take it to heart. If you're being attacked by people, there's something else in here. If you're being attacked by people, don't. It is extremely weak game to try and publicly shame them, by posting YouTube stuff, or by posting on Facebook, or posting in social media that people are attacking you. That's such insanely weak game, it's not funny, and I for one don't like to see it. It's throwing a pity party. It's trying to make yourself feel good by gathering the approval, the approval of strangers. It's so emotionally weak, it's not even funny. And to be quite honest, when I see that, I don't feel sorry for the people. I think that's emotionally weak, and I kind of think you do deserve all the nonsense that's happening to you because you're weak. So don't do it. We're not here to. This is not land of pity party. This is. You get banned from the SunnySide for throwing pity parties. Like some of them, you do. And so, anyways, the goal is to shine your light and be strong within. Do not become that which is attacking you. Do not. Remain your authentic self. Be your kooky, crazy, wild, goofy bananas action self. Have fun. Shine your light. Be who you are. Don't go looking to strangers for sympathy. That's just weird. That's extremely weak. And again, don't become that which you're arguing against. And that's the action. And when the world goes sideways around you, stay focused. And you will wake up in the light of a beautiful new day. It's going to be your light, which is actually extra cool. And that's the action.